flow tonight. We're going to work on our hips. I was thinking about naming it a hip opener, but it's just a hip workout. And so we're going to see how it goes, and hopefully you'll enjoy this flow. We're going to start seated. So just take an easy pose, cross your knees, and bring your hands to your knees with your palms up. You can allow your eyes just to close a moment and just begin to breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. Take a moment, maybe move around slightly, ground those sits bones in. As you continue to breathe, we're going to melt our shoulders down our back, slightly bring your shoulder blades together. Continue inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your nose. Take a deep inhale, pulling it down into your belly and pausing. And then exhaling completely. Pausing. Inhaling down into your belly. And then exhaling completely. Inhaling one more time and exhaling. All right, let's bring our hands to heart center, and we're going to connect our movement with our breath. So inhale your arms up, and exhale your hands to the mat or to the floor next to you. Inhaling your arms up, exhaling to heart center. Inhaling up, exhaling to the floor. Inhaling up, and exhaling to heart center. Let's take our left hand to our right knee, and our right hand behind us. Just set your hand back there. We're going to tent our fingers behind us. So set that tented hand behind you. Inhale your heart, growing long through your spine, tall through the crown of your head. And then exhale as you twist open to the right. Continuing to inhale your heart and exhale and twist. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's release. We'll take our right hand to our left knee and our left hand behind us. Once again, your fingers are tented. So let's lift our heart on the inhale, and on the exhale, let's twist open to the left side. With each inhale, lift your heart, and with each exhale, turn slightly more to the left. And breathe. And release. One more time over here. Left hand, right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale your heart. Exhale and twist. Inhale and exhale. And release. Right hand, left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale your heart. Exhale and twist. Inhaling and exhaling. Perfect. Let's unwind, come back to the front, take our hands out in front of us, and we're just going to walk our hands out and hinge straight over. Tuck your chin a little bit. So we can lengthen our spine. You may not go very far, and that's okay. And just breathe. And then we'll walk our hands back up. And we're going to come onto our hands and knees. So we're going to do some cat-cow. We're going to have our hands straight down from our shoulders, our fingers, knees straight down from our hips. And on the inhale, we're going to drop our belly, lift our tail and head. And on the exhale, we're going to tuck our tailbone, drop our head, round our back. Inhale, lower your belly, lift your head and tailbone. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, drop your head, round your back. You want to really exaggerate your movements. Let's inhale, and let's exhale. Let's inhale, and let's exhale. And then we're going to come to a neutral back. And we're going to extend that left leg with our toes tucked. We're going to float this right arm with our thumb pointed upward. And then we're just going to lift that left leg, tuck our toes to the right side, and pull in our tummy and balance. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll bring our hand back to the mat and our knee back to the mat. We're going to extend that right leg, tuck those toes. We're going to float the left arm, and then we're going to lift that right leg, tuck those toes to the left, pull that belly in, and breathe. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll bring our hand down and our knee down. We'll take our knees as wide as the mat. Our feet are together. We're going to sink back and come into a child's pose. This posture is available to you at any time during your practice. After a couple breaths, we're going to come back up, bring our knees together, we'll tuck our toes. We've walked our hands out just a little bit, and let's lift our hips and come into our first down dog. And you can bend one knee and then the other, slightly walking your dog and breathing, and then finding some stillness. Looking up at your hands, let's slowly walk our feet up to the top of our mat. We'll come up halfway with a flat back. Take your hands back to the mat and inhale all the way up and come back to heart center. We'll allow our hands and arms to come to our sides with our palms facing forward. We're going to come into our Tadasana. So our shoulders are melted down our back, shoulder blades slightly together. And we're just going to take a moment to breathe, feeling our inhales and our exhales. This is a perfect time to set an intention for your practice. I always like to set an intention. My intention is usually to focus and calm. And I noticed tonight when I set up, I'm right here by the focus. So feel free to pick any intention you would like. Your intention can be as simple as that you are going to breathe as you move through your postures. But it can also be something that you want to work on and take through your week. So, take a moment to breathe. Set your intention. And then we're going to inhale our arms up. We're going to come down through heart center, taking to the mat. And we're going to step the right foot back, the left foot back, come into our down dog. We're going to take a couple breaths here. And then we're going to look up at our hands and we're going to bring the right foot forward. We're going to drop our left knee and come up in a low lunge. And we're going to breathe. And then we're going to walk our foot out just a little bit and sink a little deeper. We're going to inhale our arms up. And breathe. And if you want, you can come into a cactus. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll take our hands to the mat. We'll sink back and hinge over. Stretch the back of that leg. And then we're going to come back up onto that foot and press it into the mat. And we're going to lift that back knee. We're going to walk our foot over. And we're going to come into this lunge. And from here, we're going to come down on our forearms in our lizard pose. And you can clasp your hands and just be here. You can have that knee low if you would like. So you can have it up or down. We're going to come into this lizard. Take your gaze out in front of you. And breathe. We're going to come back on our forearms, or on our hands. We're going to bend this back leg right at the knee and reach back and hold our foot. Get a nice quadricep stretch. And we're going to breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to come back to the front. We're going to walk our foot over and come into our pigeon. Now this left leg we're going to extend behind us. Work it out. We'll have our hands over by our foot. You can come down on your forearms. If you have a block, you can take your block and set your head right on your block. Or you can just stay up. It's fine if you stay up in a tall pigeon. I call it a tall pigeon, but it's probably not called that. Or you can come down. And work on bringing that left hip towards the mat. But you want to rest your head on something. And we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to work our way back up. We're going to push our hands into the mat, tuck our toes, and take our right foot back to join our left foot. And push back into our down dog and breathe. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to look at our hands and we're going to bring our left foot forward. We're going to come up in a low lunge. Nice and tall. Get a little stretch opening right here in the front of this right hip. And breathe. We're going to walk that left foot out a little bit and sink a little deeper. We can inhale our arms, and you can do them here, or you can open them up like a cactus. And breathe. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll take our hands to the mat. We'll sink back and hinge over that left leg. And breathe. And then we're going to plant that left foot. We'll bring our hands inside of our foot again in this low lunge. And you can stay right here, or you can drop your knee as we come down on our forearms for our lizard pose. And we're breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to come back up. We're going to bend that back leg. We'll reach our left arm back there. Hold that foot. Pull it in and get a stretch on that quadricep. And we're breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to let that lay down. We're going to walk our foot over and come into our pigeon. Walk this right leg back a little bit. Hands can come over by your foot. You can stay right here, or you can come down on your forearms. We're going to work on bringing this right hip towards the mat, and that will increase the stretch on the left hip. And you can bring your block right over and set your forehead just on your block. And we're breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to come up. We're going to take our hands and push our hands into the mat. Tuck our right foot. And take that left foot back to meet your right foot. And you can walk your dog if you like. You can bend both knees, bring your torso down to your thighs, and then lift your hips. Pressing those heels towards your mat. And we're breathing. I'm going to check out my card so I know what's next on our plan tonight. Oh, perfect. All right. So from here, we're going to walk our hands back to our feet. We're going to come up halfway with a flat back. And then here is where if you want to roll up your mat a moment, just roll it over one roll and bring your feet back onto your mat. So it's under your heels. We're going to come down in our squat. So for me, the squat's one of the hardest poses. You may not even need to roll your mat. You can also just sit on your block if you have a block or a stack of books. But for me, this is a challenge pose for sure. And so just bring your hands to heart center, work your torso through, and try to just sink into this and breathe for a moment. And we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just come forward, bring your knees to the mat. Readjust your mat behind you, and then come on, extend your legs. So we're going to do some seated postures now. So extending our legs, our toes are flexed, feet are flexed, all our leg muscles are engaged. We're going to inhale our arms, and we're going to reach forward, and we're going to come into our Badakhanasana. So your hands could be at your calf muscles, they can be at your feet, or you can have your first 2 fingers around your big toes. But you're going to bring your elbows out to the side, your heart is lifted, and you're hinging. You're going to slightly tuck that chin and look at those big toes. And breathe. For 5, 4, 3, work on bringing those shoulder blades together. 2, and 1. Release and come back up. We're going to try that one more time. So as you're coming forward, you want to open your heart. Your shoulders need to be melted down and bringing yourself towards your toes. So inhale your heart, reach forward, find your hand placement, whether it's at your toes, your feet, or your calf muscles. Elbows out to the side, and breathe. With each inhale, lift your heart, and with each exhale, hinge further over. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling back up. Perfect. We're going to do our Shavasana. So bring your right knee in and bend it. Let it fall to the side, and let's bring that foot right in, pressing against that thigh. Slightly pull back a little bit on the left leg. Inhale your arms and hinge over. Your hands can go around your foot. They can be right here at your foot or at your calf muscle. But you're reaching your heart forward. You're tucking that chin and peeking up at that big toe that is your drishti. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling back up. We'll bring up that right knee. We're going to step it over the left leg. Position the knee right in front of your sternum. Wrap that left arm around, sit up nice and tall. And then take the right arm behind you. Tip your fingers again. Inhale your heart. And then exhale and twist, opening to that right side. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, come back around. We're going to bend this knee right here and stack, or bend the knee, bring your leg right there. Stack your knees for a moment. We're going to take our right arm across. Just get a nice, gentle stretch here in the arm. And then release, and we'll extend and do the same for this arm. And breathe. And then we'll relax. Unwind our legs. Extend them out. Okay? So we'll bring in our left knee. We'll allow it to come over to the side. We'll push right into that right thigh. We'll inhale our arms and we'll hinge over for our Shavasana on this side. You can wrap your hands around, you can take your foot or have your hands right at your calf muscle. You want to align your heart right over your leg. You want to tuck your chin and peek up at that big toe. And breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling back up. We'll bring up that left knee. We'll step that foot over. We have our knee positioned right in front of our sternum. We'll wrap that right arm around, sit up nice and tall. We'll take that left hand behind us, and then we'll twist and open up and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And 1. Come back to the front. We're going to just bend that knee again. This time we're stacking on the opposite side. And this time we're just going to extend our arms. We're going to place the right arm over the left. And we're going to extend our elbows and lift in our eagle arms. And breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's unwind. We'll cross the other one over. And extend, pull your elbows a little away from your chest and lift. Pull that tummy in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll unwind. We'll extend our legs and shake them out. And now it's time for some Badakhanasana. So bring the base of your feet together. You can take your hands behind you and set yourself a little closer to your feet. Your hands can come right above your ankles. Inhale your heart and lift and breathe. Allow those hips to open and your knees just to come towards the floor. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. We're going to come up onto our heels. Everybody knows I love this pose. So pop those heels off and get your balance on those sits bones. And we're going to extend that right leg. Push that heel out. Get a nice stretch on that right leg. Push your heel, and then come back. And then the left leg. Push your heel out, stretching, and then come back. And then you're still good balancing. So let's try it. Let's go with both. 5, take your gaze to the ceiling. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those heels back down. Let them find the floor. Extend your legs and shake them out. Okay, so I'll double check, but I think it is time for Upita Hasta, Badakhanasana. It sure is, but it's Supta. So we're already on the floor, so it's Supta Hasta, Badakhanasana. So if you're having a strap, this is the time to get your strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use, I don't know, a tie. You can use a ribbon, almost anything. So, and maybe you don't need a strap. You can, I'll show you a couple options. So, we're going to recline down onto our back. Take a moment. You can bring your feet to the mat, lift your hips, tuck your tailbone. Take those shoulder blades under your chest. And then just bring one knee and then the other into your chest. We're going to slightly rock side to side. You can do circles. Go one way and then the other. And then hug your knees in. And then we're going to extend the left leg, and we're going to keep this right knee close to our chest for a moment. Pull it in tight. And then we're going to take our strap and wrap it around the ball of our foot. And we're going to extend that foot to the ceiling, lengthening our leg, pushing this heel up. Our left leg is extended, foot is flexed. We have a strap in our right hand. Our shoulder blades are under our chest. And we're going to breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to let our leg come to the right just a little bit. And pause. And then just a little bit more. And pause. And then we're going to let it come down as far as it goes. But we have to keep the other hip on the mat. Push your heel out. And then slowly come back up and pause. Come back up and pause. And then come all the way up. We're going to switch the strap into our left hand. We're going to bend our knee so that we have no discomfort behind the knee. Take your thumb, slip it in that hip crease, and come over to the left side. You don't have to go very far, and you'll get a nice stretch along your IT band. And you're breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring that right leg back up. Switch your strap into your right hand. Take a nice deep inhale and then lift your chin to your chin for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Take the strap off and let that leg just float down. All right, great job. Good job. Let's bring the left knee in. We're going to hug the left knee close to our chest. And breathe as we hug it in. And then we're going to take our strap around the left foot. Extend that left leg, pushing that heel towards the ceiling. Our right leg is extended with our foot flexed. And we're breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to come down part way and pause. And then a little bit further and pause. And then we're going to let it come as far as it can go without our right hip leaving the mat. And we're breathing. And then we'll come up and pause. A little bit further. Pause. And then all the way up. We're going to switch our strap into our right hand. Slightly bend that knee. Take your thumb, put it in that left hip. And then allow your left leg to come towards the right side. Feeling that stretch on that IT band. And we're breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back up. We're going to switch the strap back into the left hand. We're going to point the right toes. Take a nice deep inhale and then lift your chin to your shin for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release and let that foot come all the way down to the mat. You can take your strap, set it to the side. Allow your arms to come overhead. Take a nice long stretch. And then bring one knee in, then the other. Slightly rock side to side. And breathe. We're going to bring our feet down to the mat. We're going to have our hands down by our sides. We're going to walk our feet out to the sides of our mat. And then allow your arms to come up like a T. And they can be palms down or palms up, whichever is more comfortable. And we're going to allow our knees to flow to the right side. And breathe. And we're going to come back up and allow both knees to go to the left side. And we're going to come up and let our knees come together. Just sink on your mat for a moment. And then walk your heels in together and let both legs go together to the left side again. Having a little deeper stretch this time. And you can take your gaze to the right side. Carefully allow your knees to come up. We're going to let the knees come over to the left side. And take your gaze over to the right arm. Then we're going to let our knees come back up. And we're going to extend our right leg to the right corner and our left leg to the left corner. And we're going to bring our right arm to our right side and our left arm to our left side with our palms up. We're going to make any final adjustments that we need to make as we move into our Shavasana. So make any final adjustments so that you can find total comfort in this posture as we lay here. Begin to allow your body just to be supported by your mat. Tuck those shoulder blades under your chest. Begin to allow your inhales and your exhales to flow easily with little or no effort. Just inhaling and exhaling. Allow your feet just to fall to the side. If you find that you're holding yourself tightly, allow your body to relax. Your mat will hold you and support you during Shavasana. And just breathe. Just allow yourself to take some deep inhales and exhales. And I'll come back for you in just a moment. At this time, come back from wherever your mind has drifted and begin to experience your breath. And at your own pace, take 3 deep inhales and exhales. toes. Make circles with your wrist, going one direction and then the other. You can circle your ankles. And then reach your arms overhead and stretch, allowing yourself to become as long as you can. And then bring your arms back by your side and pull one knee in and then the other, hugging those knees close to your back. And then rocking side to side if that feels good. Just finding some comfort in that lower back. And then carefully roll over to your right side. We're going to cradle our head in our hands. Our knees are still drawn in. We're just going to allow the benefits of our practice to sink in and breathe. And then carefully extend that left leg and use your left hand to push yourself up to an easy pose, cross-legged. We'll take our hands back to our knees just as we started, with our palms up. We'll take a nice deep inhale, and then we'll exhale through an open mouth. Another deep inhale, and exhale through an open mouth. We'll bring our hands to heart center and take a moment to honor yourself for coming to your mat this evening and practicing. I have truly enjoyed practicing with you this evening. I'm honored to have you here. I'm honored to have you as a karma yogi. Namaste.